Let's connect it up, stream it up. December 9th. Here we go. You are live. All right, guys. Welcome to the live stream here. One Eyebrow back from the PT channel to do our Sunday live stream, our weekly Sunday live stream here for December 9th, 2018. Going to talk about a variety of subjects, topics, whatever you guys want to talk about. Welcome for everybody for joining me. Thank you for joining me this Sunday and every Sunday that you have. Thank you, John S. Mystics, Brian, One Up, Yashao, Mark, and a bunch of other people that are joining now as we speak. Slade, Anna, thank you guys for taking the time to be a part of this live stream and every live stream on there too. Go for about an hour today. Going to talk about a couple things. Walking Dead is still on hiatus, and we're getting there. Every week that goes by is a week closer to The Walking Dead returning. And we will be there before you know it. February will be here before you know it. Hopefully everybody will be having a good holiday season on there too. Anna S. on there too. Got a shout out on there. So thank you guys for joining me and being a person to join me this Sunday and really watch our videos. We truly appreciate it too. So going to talk about, The Walking Dead a little bit of, just got to talk about the Avengers because that came out on Friday. The trailer was supposed to come out on Wednesday, but it's definitely coming out. It came out on Friday, and it was pretty awesome. I learned a lot of things, talked about a lot of things, missed a couple things as of the trailer. But if you're watching this on the replay, guys, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead and a variety of topics. Don't want to ruin anything for you. If you're catching it live, always want to put out the top chats. Super chats are always welcome. And just being interactive with it. Very cool to have everyone joining me this Sunday and every there too. So I know that I said I'll be able to do one for the next Sunday coming up, but next Sunday I will not be able to do a live stream because I will be in Orlando, so I won't be able to do that. Just live stream will not be possible because I would be away from a computer. So very cool. Omega Speeds, I was at Stalker Con yesterday. So Omega Speeds, thank you for the super chat. You were at Stalker, New Jersey. That's still going on today as we speak. It's the 8th and 9th. I believe it's the last Stalker for the year. And I haven't been to that one, but a lot of people are there. I just saw on Instagram, I think if you follow Stalker Con or just put in Stalker and you'll follow the convention page, you saw Norman Reedus and he signed his name on a toilet seat. Yes, a toilet seat. And pretty funny. Also, another great picture was with Pollyanna McIntosh, who plays Jadis or Anne or whatever her real name is, but her real name is Pollyanna McIntosh. She has a picture with a Rick cosplay who's sitting on, a foam thing with the rebar coming through his side, and another guy who dresses up like Jerry a lot of previous conventions, dressed up as a helicopter, probably the pilot holding a radio. So it's pretty cool. So pretty interesting. So yes, Kyle Spratt, I have two eyes. It's a nickname, One Eye Bry, as in The Governor Season 4, a subscriber, a PT Peep, a friend, gave me that nickname from Season 4 of The Governor. My name is Brian. Brian there too. So yes, I have two eyes. Thank you for that. I guess I'm happy to have that. But ultimately, guys, The Walking Dead is on break for a couple more weeks. Is it 8-9 weeks now? It'll be back February 10th on AMC. And I'm excited to find out what goes down. I recently did my prediction video of the Whisper Pike lineup, the Pike predictions. And if you know the Spoiling Dead fans and you know the filming, the fake snow and the cones, it looks like we're going to have 8 victims potentially. And I talk about it in the video. I talk about a bunch of things. And ultimately, I did miss something that I do think could be a potential person for the lineup. I didn't give her a name. I definitely think that Nabila could be an option for that too. So, okay, yeah, Tudor, you always ask some good questions. If you want to pop up some questions, definitely throw some questions at me there too. Pretty interesting for always with the great questions, Tudor and everybody here too. So, Mark Simmons, has Morgan been making jeans for 6 years? Yeah, I don't know. For those who don't watch Fear the Walking Dead, Morgan Jones is part of that show, and there was a denim factory, a jeans factory. I don't know if they actually stayed there because Fear the Walking Dead doesn't really stay in the same locale for a while. They were in Los Angeles, and then they were on a boat, and then they were in Mexico, and now they're in Texas, and they don't really stay there, you know, in a lot of places. Probably for filming. The stadium didn't last very long. The stadium was only there half a season, and then they were on the road in Texas, and it's just one of those series that don't follow the same place and path every season, even half seasons. There's half seasons there, and then they made the plantation, and they were here and that. So they're in Texas. They're filming right now. Fear the Walking Dead, I hope is good. I hope it's great. There's been a lot of news lately about Daniel Salazar coming back and Troy Otto coming back. What shape, form, fashion, flashbacks, videotapes, is someone alive? I would like to see Daniel Salazar be alive. I would like to see Walker and Crazy Dog. I would like for them 3 characters to come around. Maybe Troy's on the videos. I don't know how that would be possible, but I guess Althea could have been there, so I just don't know. So 28 days later, 559 off topic. Do you think the Living Tribunal will make an appearance in the new Avengers? He appeared in the comic arc, but Judge is in favor of Thanos. I don't know. I don't know what's going to actually happen. What I think is actually going to happen in Avengers 4, titled Endgame, it's going to be about using the time stone, the infinity stone, the time. But I don't know if that's going to be possible. Maybe the quantum realm will be playing a factor of how to go back in time travel on there too, because ultimately they'll probably have to go back in time before Thanos even did that on there too, to have Gamora be back around, because I would assume they want these characters to stay alive for the future of the series, because I hope they make a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I hope they make a Black Panther 2. They're going to make another Spider-Man movie, Far From Home. I believe that comes out in July next year. So a lot of the characters that went away should be back. And I just think time travel, time jumps, time stone is going to be the best way to do it. And the quantum realm could play a factor with that as well. And also, where has Captain Marvel been all this time? She had to be alive when Nick Fury called for her at the end of Infinity War, but ultimately, why is that, where has she been all these years if her movie's going to take place in the 90s? So pretty interesting stuff, and I'm excited to see about Infinity and the connections with Infinity War and Endgame, and, a lot of people... Yeah, Hector, I was actually going to bring that up too, that I had to call him Hawkeye because we don't know him as Ronin just yet, and some people don't even know who Ronin is, so Hawkeye may transition and probably transition into a character named Ronin, but Hawkeye will be seen again in this movie, probably known as a different character on there too. So Gamma with a new picture on there too. I can't wait to see you, Gamma, on this season of The Walking Dead. I'm excited for the whispers. And if you know the thumbnail from this, we got to talk about Beta a little bit. Mr. Beta, I don't know when we're exactly going to see him. Maybe episode 11, maybe 12. But I think it's around there when we see him. I believe we see Lydia first, then Alpha comes looking for Lydia, and then we see Beta. We'll probably see Lydia in episode 909. Maybe see Alpha as well in 909, but probably 910. Episode 9/11 makes sense for Beta to come around, but how, when, and why? But it could be episode 12 that we see it there too. So not sure when we're actually going to see these characters, but I'm excited to see them. I'm a little worried about it being, they come in and wipe all these people out. But Brian, Q&A, Brian, you think that they will... Oh, man, jump people. You think that they could adapt the current Commonwealth storyline in the movies, and when it will merge in the show again, we will have a TV original ending? And that's a good question, because I think the Commonwealth has to come to the show. And remember all these people on the channel that were like, they're going to skip the Whispers and go right to the Commonwealth. We're going to do this. They're going to skip this and go right to that. I doubt the Walking Dead comics will get skipped at all. I doubt any of the comic material will get skipped. I believe that the Commonwealth would be a nice adaptation for probably the second movie. Maybe the first movie, but probably more the second movie. And I want to see the movies connect with the show some way or form or fashion. They said that they would, but how will they do that? I want to see it be done in a great way. I want to see Rick be reunited with Daryl, with Michonne, with Judith, with RJ if he sticks around. We still, some people still don't believe it. And, I'm 50-50 on it still, because the only person that asks about RJ is Carol. And I kind of hope he's alive, because that would be kind of cool for Rick to meet his son. And I think that the Commonwealth should play a factor in the storyline for sure. Do you think Heath will be in Rick's movies, Max TWD? I hope so, because it's been like that's a loose end. I want to see Heath, or at least Heath be mentioned or something in the movies, the first movie. And the word is that he was taken by the helicopter people. So that Jadis traded him. So it thinks that could happen. And I want to see that too. Cowboy Q&A, do you ever wish Shane Walsh was still alive? John Bernthal did such a great job with the character, in my opinion. Yes and no. I don't think Shane should be alive in the storyline now. I think he should have died either at the prison or in the Negan lineup or in the war with Negan, with the Saviors. I wish Abraham was still alive in the war too, or he made it to that, because that would have been pretty awesome too. So I think that we would have Shane be alive now might complicate things a little too much, but I wish Shane went away with Andrea. That would have been my, I would have wrote it that way. I would have Shane left with Andrea. They came back at the prison, helped Rick defend the prison against the governor. Maybe Shane dies with the battle at the prison. Maybe he makes it to the Saviors and he dies in the war or something. But I think Shane would have to ultimately die and not be alive with Rick. There's their point. The other thing is that Andrea was supposed to be with Rick. Andrea was supposed to end up with Rick. The Laurie Holden, who played Andrea on the show, she had an 8-year contract. She was supposed to play Andrea for 8 years, ending up with Rick. And I guess they didn't like that, and they killed her off in season 3, which I wasn't opposed to that, but it kind of would have been a little better for her to stay alive and to have that. Because comic Andrea is pretty awesome. The show Andrea was pretty weak. So Tudor Q&A, Brian, so you agree that the Commonwealth doesn't fit for a TV format, but with the movies, I do. Many people view the Commonwealth until the last issue as a soap opera, but it's perfect for movies. I think it's a good stepping point for movies. I think they should do that in a movie fashion to connect the dots, because I want the movies to connect with the show and the show to connect with the movies year round, and I want to have something there. I want the movies to be great. I want the movies not to stand alone, but I want them to be, further and more. Because I want I don't know about you, but I would love to have The Walking Dead year round. I wish Fear the Walking Dead was a little bit better, but I watch it and it kind of fills the void a little bit. The Walking Dead universe, that connotation and connection is awesome. I want to see that. The universe is awesome. But the movies can, I think, fill the void even better than Fear the Walking Dead was supposed to do, and I want to see that. Slayed by Jen, Q&A, what do you think about people blaming Michonne for the tension between Team Family, especially since we don't know what happened, and when she said they could hate her, at least they're alive? That's true. So I think Michonne made decisions that really were tough. I think they involve Oceanside. I think they involve the Sanctuary. I think they involve the Saviors. And I think that's pretty a big thing with that. I think that Michonne and Hilltop really went against each other, what they should do with the Saviors, what they should do here, because we still haven't seen the campsite, what actually happened there, what happened with Jed and Regina. And then we saw DJ and we saw Jimmy, but Jed and DJ are in Alexandria. Regina and Jed went away. So DJ and Laura and Jimmy were Alexandrians, and they still are Alexandrians after the campsite. So I think something happened with that. And the fact that they're with Michonne shows me that it's something there. So I think Michonne has a big connecting point that she decided to do these people and help them, because again, Michonne and Rick wanted the Saviors and everybody to work together, and it didn't kind of work out, obviously. But Michonne wanted to probably honor Rick's wishes, and I just think it was kind of funny that, or kind of interesting, not funny, kind of interesting that Hilltop is okay with Daryl, but not okay with Michonne. And Michonne was kind of honoring Rick, and Daryl wanted to help Rick and look for Rick and find Rick, but didn't agree with him. So I think that's ultimately what it comes down to, is that Daryl and Maggie were together in their viewpoints. Michonne and Rick were obviously different. So the big thing, too, is what's going to happen with Negan. Is Negan going to go with the flow with a comic connection with Alpha? Because kind of a kid, Brandon Rose, takes Negan, lets him out, and they go to the Whispers. He just left the gate unlocked. Whether it was Jimmy or Father Gabriel or whoever, doesn't really matter, but he's out of the cell. He goes to the Sanctuary. We're going to see what happens there, and a lot of people are interested to know what happens with Dwight and Sherry to a lesser point, but Dwight, because I want to know what happens with Dwight too. Some people don't like him. Some people think it's stupid. Some people don't care about the characters. Some people don't want two Daryls basically on the show. But I want to see what happens with the character because it's a loose end. Where's he been for these past 7.5 years? Did he go away? What if he's at the community? What if he's at the where Rick is? Or if he's in DC somewhere? Or he's at the Sanctuary? Because the Sanctuary fell and maybe he went back and nobody was there. So I would like to see him reunite with Negan. Because if you know the Here's Negan story, the smaller prequel story of Negan coming to power at the Sanctuary, Dwight is involved. So what if Dwight is connected with Negan in the post story after the war and they come together and they find a way to kind of connect and coerce? Because I've been reading the comics a little bit. I just read issue 186 a couple days ago. I read it on Thursday, and it was pretty awesome. Some big stuff happened. I don't want to give that away. I want you to read that issue if you haven't read it already. But something really big happens. But Dwight and Lucille are involved. I think that could happen with Negan and Dwight, because you know the big beta Negan fight with Lucille. We have to have that, right? You know we have to see that. I know I want to see that for sure. Let me see what you got here. Shayna Chan. I really wish they never killed off Merle in season 3. He could have been separated with Glenn in season 4 after the prison fell, then helped Negan get back to Maggie, thus burying the hatchet between them. That's true. I wish Merle was around too. I think Merle was definitely one of the funniest characters. It's just easier for the shows to kill characters off. The writers are just like, we'll just kill Merle off. We'll just kill this one off. We'll just kill that one off. It's just easier to do it. But Merle was hilarious. I wish Merle was still alive. Merle was one of those crazy guys, and he was connected with Daryl. He tried to go out like a hero, trying to kill the governor, but, you know, the super villains, they kind of do that. But I agree with you. I wish Merle was still alive. And it's kind of like they rely on the comics too much. They're like, okay, what are we going to take and choose and pick and pull from the comics, and where are we going to do this stuff? Which is cool, but you can make it the show. You can have the comic be the comic and the show be the show, which is a really big difference. You can have the comic be its own thing like it is. Some major stuff just happened in the comic that probably won't happen for the show just because, you know, Rick's involved and Rick's not there too. But I would love to see, you know, the show be a little more original with its content. And I hope the Whispers are kind of like that. The Whispers are definitely coming more and more involved. I think they'll probably be involved with every episode in the back half of season 9. And then in season 10, we should have the Whisperer War. And I hope the Whisperer War is better than the comic, a lot of people say. But the war was pretty good. I mean, the war definitely had some good battle scenes. Hilltop Alexandria, you know, the water tower death and Beta and how he's like, ugh, and slices the stomach open. Of probably a character that may get the same death, maybe not. But I want to see that come to the show. I want to see the war be better than in the comics. I want to see a lot of big things happen. And I would love to see a little remix of Alpha and Negan, maybe different by maybe Michonne does it. I don't know. I mean, there are probably big events are going to happen, but the show does big events and they switch them up, you know, just like the Abraham death with the arrow. That was mixed up to another character, but it still happened on the show. Abraham made it to the lineup, but was killed too. And a lot of people are thinking that the lineup, the Pike lineup, is going to be different than the comic, but also similar to the comic, if that's a thing, you know? Because a lot of people didn't think that they would just kill Glenn off in the lineup. They did, but they didn't. They kind of tricked us. We got Abraham first, and they're like, all right, Glenn's going to live. Nope, back to it, you know, and like, or back at it, he says. And then Negan took out Glenn, just like the comic. So we had 2 deaths instead of 1, which sucked. I think it happens similar, if not exactly like the comic on the show, especially because the big deaths from the Pike lineup, if you don't know and you don't want to know, stop watching now. I don't want to ruin it for you. But thank you, Big Six. Thanks. Thank you for the hat compliment. I'm telling you, I'm rocking this hat every live stream for December. I won't be able to live stream next Sunday, but I will for the following Sunday after that and so forth. But all December, I'm rocking this hat on there too. But Thank you, Trucker Dude, for joining us here. But I would definitely think that in the lineup, the Pike prediction lineup, there's Ezekiel, Rosita, Tammy, and Luke. I could see those 4 characters being the actual just killed off just like that, just like it is in the lineup. There's been word about Henry being killed off. We don't know if it's true, if it's a lineup connection or it's before that. Same thing with Alden, if he dies before that or not. We don't know if Alden dies, but Alden could. But yes, Hectorito, no live stream next Sunday. I'll be in Orlando. I won't be at a computer, so I won't be able to live stream doing the holiday thing there, in Orlando for the day. I'll be coming back, but it'll be late in the day, and so it'll be kind of crazy. So I won't be able to live stream there, but I will the Sundays after that for sure. So I also, like I said in the channel or in that video that I talked about the Pike predictions, I should have put it in there. I just said there's going to be more Kingdom people probably than anybody because that's where the fair is going to take place. And I believe that's what's going to happen there too. And a lot of people think Jerry's going to die because of the whole guy with the cowboy hat, who is not Luke, by the way. But I just think that he's going to know something's up, and then someone's going to die there because he's going to find something happening there as well. So, hey, everybody, for joining me. We just got a bunch of people joining in there. Dana H. from Kentucky, very cool. So I want to see that the lineup be similar but different at the same time. So, it's hard to. I think it could be between 8 to 12 people. The cones could have just been how it looked, how it set it up. But I think that's where the Pikes are actually going to go for sure. But I think Nabila, Luke. So we got Nabila, Luke, Tammy, Ezekiel, and Rosita are my 5 best guesses, and maybe Henry. So that's 6. And there's 2 other people, maybe Cal and Diane possibly. So that would be my 8 predictions. And I didn't really give a set 8 in the video, but I think that's who it would be. Tutor Q&A Brian, so you don't know about what's giving any information about Dwight. Maybe that incident from season 8 filming had a role on him being written off. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're blaming Austin Emilio for it because we haven't seen him since season 8, but they could have had him, killed off in the war if they really didn't want him around for that too. And I just think the character of Dwight after the war and Daryl and this and that doesn't really fit. And it's kind of nice that Negan's been locked up. So I don't know, and there's been no confirmation of Dwight filming or Austin Emilio being in Atlanta to film or Georgia to film, but I just don't know what's going on there. So hopefully he'll be around at the end of season 9, if not season 10. But I think because he has some big parts in the Whisperer War, so maybe they're saving him for that. I think that would be a big thing because I like the idea that he still comes around and helps out the group because people do need him. I think the group needs him. We already lost Rick on the show. Maggie, even if she's back in season 9 for a flashback type episode, we don't have her for a good part of season 9. Jesus is gone. We have Aaron, who's pretty cool, Ezekiel, Jerry, Enid, Sadiq. We have some characters, Luke, Magna, Yumiko. I think we have some good characters, but it's just, I don't know what they're going to do with some of these characters going forward. And that's kind of cool. That's kind of good. It keeps us interested, right? I have faith in Angela Kang that she's going to do a good job and she's going to fill the void, answer some questions, ask some questions, answer some questions, set up some things going forward, because that's what good writing does. You set some things up, you let it play out a little bit, and then you answer it. And, it's been kind of things that they haven't really done that in the past a little bit too. So I think season 9 has definitely an option or an ability to be a great season. I said it before and I'll say it again. I am worried about the Whispers coming in and just killing so many people off. So if we already lost Jesus because of the Whispers. We may lose Henry. We could lose Alden. That's just kind of what people are thinking. I don't know. There's been no confirmation of that at all. And also, we're going to have an 8 Pike lineup at least. It could be more. It could be 8, 10, 12. It could be that. It could be somewhere. So we could lose, 8, 9, 10 people in the back half of the season. And when the villains come in, they kind of clean house a little bit. They clear out, when the governor was there, we lost some characters. I mean, we lost Andrea. We lost Herschel. We lost so many characters that it would be like, all right, that's kind of a big deal on here too. And then that same season, we lost Tyrese and we lost here. And then when Negan came around, we lost Glenn and Abraham and Sasha. And, Olivia, and all these characters that are like, man. So it's kind of crazy to think. I don't know if one of our members of the Walking Dead community, Billy, he posted a cool thing that I want to share with you guys. And, you know, I believe that Father Gabriel is going to be the radio guy instead of Eugene. That instead of Stephanie on the radio, it'll be Jadis. Or maybe it's Stephanie and then Jadis is like, get out of here, and she gets on the radio. You know, I think that would be kind of crazy to have Father Gabriel get a hold of Jadis and whoever, and he finds out where Rick is and finds out where Jadis is and finds out where they are, and then he's one of the victims of the Pikes by the Whisperers, and then nobody knows where Rick and Jadis are because Father Gabriel's the only one that knew about it. And maybe Father Gabriel is the person instead of Rosita, and Rosita lives instead of Father Gabriel, or something, you know, and Father Gabriel gets killed, and maybe he wrote a note somewhere of a location of coordinates, and then someone comes across and finds it, and that would be pretty awesome. So, but that'll buy some time, because if Father Gabriel gets the message from Jadis, from whoever, and then he's killed by the Whispers, that would be pretty awesome. I think that would be pretty cool for it too. Tudor Q&A, Brian, why do you think they need Dwight? He's not one of them. He's coming back would be a fan service, especially with some characters of the show. Well, I think of it as Dwight being involved with kind of the military cavalry, because who's going to run the show against the Whispers? Daryl? Dwight has some military experience, well, at least in the comic, where he's leading the Saviors that are part of Alexandria. Who's there? DJ, Jimmy, Laura. You know, you have some Saviors that are there that could follow Dwight. Maybe not, because in the comic, Dwight takes over the Saviors running in the sanctuary. But that would be kind of cool, because you're going to need some military people, not even military soldiers, but a mindset of how to flank and how to come around, because there's going to be a lot of walkers. We're going to see a lot of walkers, a lot of people, and a lot of walkers in the season 9 and season 10. So could be interesting too. So Julia Muse, do you have any thoughts on who the mysterious familiar face is? I could swear that's part of the episode synopsis. I'm not sure what you actually mean, Julia, by the mysterious familiar face. I know I've seen it before, but I'm not sure what actually we're getting at. Is it in the back half of season 9, or because before it was a familiar face that was in some of the synopsis? But I think that was back, you know, in a prior season. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that is. I'll have to look into that for you and check out what I can gather and what I finally get on there too. Actually, DJ's actually the smaller guy. DJ's, you know, he's not a smaller guy, but he's kind of by the same size as Michonne. Jimmy is the big guy that let out Negan in the jail cell. Jimmy's the big guy, actually. He's but he doesn't even have a part. His real name is Jimmy. You can follow him on Instagram. He's one of my friends on Instagram. But he's a savior that doesn't have a name on the show, and he's been involved with some certain things. It's like, come on, Walking Dead, give him a name. So I can't put a face with a name, but his real life name is Jimmy. So yeah, let me know, Julia, about the familiar face kind of thing, but I don't know what exactly it is in reference to, because I'm just not sure where they're going with a familiar face. But I mean, I guess if the familiar face that we haven't seen yet has got to be Dwight, just because we haven't seen him. He hasn't been involved with anything, and he's still alive. And I'm kind of excited to see what the idea is with the connecting points of the time jump. I want to know what the X's mean, where they came from, you know, the Oceanside building where they killed a rat, you know, with Michonne swinging her katana and killing something, a walker or something on there too, you know. So I just want to see how it goes down, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for it too. Mike Rise, the question is, who's got that machete? So, well, we know that Alpha has a machete. We don't know if it's the red-handled machete that Rick had, but I would love to see that. It's hard to tell. You can see it by her side. She's holding the handle, and you can see the blade on her pant leg, but we don't know. Also, I did see a picture of Samantha Morton It's a Getty image picture from some event where she's on the red carpet, and she has a bald head. So she shaved her head for the part, which is awesome. That is awesome. And I would assume that was probably a big driving point why she got the part. And I'm excited to see how Alpha is. I'm excited to see. I'm more excited to see Beta just because it's Ryan Hurst, who I think that's a pretty awesome thing on there too. Grape Tomato Girl from San Diego. Pretty cool on there. But I want to see Sherry come back around. I want to see Dwight come around. I want to see how stuff connects. Does anybody want to see Fear the Walking Dead people come to The Walking Dead at some point? Maybe in season 11. But that would be such a huge time jump from a year and a half, 6 years there, how it would be. You know, Morgan, and who would make it back? Who would you want to see? I would want to see Morgan, obviously. I wouldn't mind seeing Alicia, Strand. I want to see John. I would want to see Morgan, John. I think Athea would be cool with some tapes. And Rosita's like, I know you. That would be pretty awesome. And the word is too early that Daniel Salazar might be in a movie with Abraham. Not sure how that's going to work because I don't know what's going to happen there with the timeline and this and Daniel from Mexico. And maybe that's how they meet and jumping around. I'm trying to reconnect the dots on here. Let's see. It says stream complete. So let's do that. Start the stream again. So I got to reconnect here. I don't know why I got booted, but got that on there. So we should be connecting back on here. So I stopped it and restarted. So apologize for that. I don't know what happened with the connection, but we're pretty cool. So I think I'm with you guys. I would want to see that too. Yeah, I like Charlie. I like Luciana from back in season 2. I think that was a better Luciana. Right now, she's kind of been pretty crazy. Is that Luciana is kind of watered down after Nick died. So I think that Luciana from when Nick was alive was better on there too. So yeah, the chat is finally connecting back up to us on there. We're connecting back, but we're back on there too. So we'll go for another half hour on there to get you guys going with the questions on there too. So yeah, it's there's a connection point on there. So I know that I'm excited for the future of The Walking Dead. I'm excited for the idea of everybody coming in and connecting the show here. And I wonder if there's going to eventually be a third spinoff. I think that would be pretty cool to have more and more content. Because again, I would love to have The Walking Dead year round. I would love to have The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, the movies, and another spinoff would be pretty awesome. And I wouldn't mind seeing, but if you play with time, I was going to say like prequel stuff, but if you play with time too much, it can get confusing on there. And I don't really want too much confusion with the timeline and this and then and now and then and now on there too. It's just kind of one of those things where I want to have a linear storytelling on there. I would love to see that too. Max, TWD, Q&A, Brian, do you think Enid or Sadiq... Oh, hold on. Enid or Sadiq will be killed on the Pike as doctors never last long in The Walking Dead? I don't know. That's a good question because I think Sadiq has more of a storyline going forward, and so does Enid. But again, we have 2 doctors now, and the 2 doctors don't ever work out really well for The Walking Dead. They don't work well to be a doctor, or it doesn't work well to be an animal in the world of The Walking Dead. So we'll see how long Dog lasts and the doctors. So if you're a doctor or an animal, it's not going to be good. Also, I want to see what happens with Georgie's new community. I wonder if we'll ever see that, where she sets up. Is Georgie really making the Commonwealth? That's pretty cool. BVB Army 77777. Why do you have a Santa hat on? Because it's December and it's the holidays, and I have a Santa hat on for that reason. So I don't know what holiday you celebrate or if you celebrate that stuff, but here in my household, I celebrate Christmas, and I'm excited for the holidays, so that would be why I have a Santa hat on, as December 9th, and Christmas will be 16 days away. Pretty cool. So hopefully we're all good and running again on here. I think it's pretty good. We lost connection on there too. Maybe they were trying to cut me out on there, giving out some of this information. But I'm excited, guys. The Walking Dead is back in my eyes. I'm very excited to see what happens on there. Hopefully you're watching some of the Christmas holiday movies on there too. I bought Home Alone 1 and 2 on DVD because it's not on, you know, television a lot. I think it's on Stars or something, but I don't have that. So we can watch Home Alone 1 and 2. And also Christmas Vacation is on AMC. I love Christmas Vacation. I love Home Alone. I like Jingle All the Way. I definitely like that. So hopefully it's pretty cool. So is it though early? Is it too early for that? I guess, is it early? Nah, come on, man. It's the holiday season in full effect. It's December. We're not talking about, it's not November, you know. It's not before Thanksgiving when people are putting up holiday lights and selling stuff in the stores. Come on. Come on now, BV Barmy 7777. But I like the idea Madison does not live, Boiled Frog 87. I think Madison could come back in the video form or whatever, but I don't know what it is. So, Tudor, I don't know. It's definitely, I've seen some of your comments, but when we got booted and stuff on there too, it was definitely on there. So, see some of the comments, like a lot about Dwight and everything there too. So, I don't know. We'll see when Dwight comes back, if and when he comes back. Because again, if he doesn't come back, that's a loose end. Are we going to have another Morales thing here too? You know, Morales needed to come away. It's definitely not on their thing. Where's Home Alone at right now? Johnny Woo 717 Kush, yeah, name. Where's that? Where's Home Alone at? Let me know. Let me know. But I got it on DVD, so it doesn't matter. I can watch it anytime I want. I've watched Christmas Vacation probably like 5 or 6 times now. I love that movie, which are funny because John Hughes wrote both of those movies. He wrote Christmas Vacation and he wrote Home Alone, which is they're two of my favorite Christmas movies. He also wrote Pretty in Pink and a bunch of things, bunch of movies of the 80s that are great. The Legend, man, just read, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and all these movies that are like, man, he wrote all those movies, and you're like, man, it's a shame because he passed away, you know, several years ago now. But we need another writer like that because it's pretty awesome. Angelo, I definitely do not like Home Alone 3. I'll pass on that. Home Alone 1 and 2, I will watch, but not Home Alone 3. But I'm excited for the holidays. The Walker Stalker Cruise is coming in February. Hopefully some of you guys will be on there. I'll be able to get to meet some of you guys. I don't know if I'll be going to any more conventions in 2019 because I will be going. I believe I'm going to Las Vegas and Oregon later in the year, so I think that's where my money is going for that. But we'll see. We'll see about that as well too. So. Golf Professional TCC comic review coming. I don't know. I don't really do too many comic reviews now. Other channels can really handle that stuff on there too. But I definitely want to talk about the latest issue because of the big things that has come across at the end of the issue. So I'll probably have one for sure. BVB Army 7-7, a bunch of 7s. How is Troy coming back? Not sure. I would assume a flashback. But say he lives, right? So say he got hit in the hammer. Once, twice, 3 times, however many it was. He got up. He's stumbling around. Daniel Salazar finds him, brings him. He's like, come on, let's roll out of here. Even though Troy is kind of a crazy lunatic character where he's kind of all over the place. But it would be kind of interesting to see if he was actually alive. But I just really hope Daniel Salazar is alive and he's a character. That show needs a villain, though. Fear the Walking Dead needs a major, major villain. For sure. And we haven't had a good villain on that show. Martha was definitely not a good villain in my opinion. Hopefully we'll get somebody there that's captivating there too. The Proctors were kind of cool, but they were definitely short-lived. But hopefully we need a character like that. Tudor, Q&A Brian, so you forgot that Daryl had the military background from Merle and he showed it in season 3 and 7. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you want? You want Daryl to just replace Dwight? It sounds like you hate Dwight. You never want to see him again. You don't want him on the show. You're done with that. But you know, basically, Daryl is the show version of Dwight kind of deal. Dwight came after Daryl in the comics. And I don't know. I kind of like Dwight. I don't know why you don't like him or anybody wouldn't like him. But I would kind of see him rolling in on the horses. Remember, Daryl does not ride horses. So he will not be on horseback leading the charge people away. He will have his, you know, motorcycle on there too. So Norman Reedus will probably never be on a horse on the show because he's had problems in the past. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Dwight again and coming in a big way. He helped the group. He could have him there too. His relationship with Laura could happen on the show like it did in the comics. So there's many different things. I just don't think that Daryl's ever going to get a love interest on the show. You're just going to leave that open-ended for it. But I would love to see Dwight being on there too. Not too bad. I would think that would be pretty good for the show. Some people don't. But I don't know what's going to happen. I see Daryl being on the show for the entire series. The movies will be the last man standing. Carol will be right along with them, and Michonne will probably be there too. I think that makes sense, but it's pretty cool. So, Jailbird Q&A. I love when people put a Q&A. There's no question here whatsoever. Sorry, but your videos have been really got crap lately. I'm thinking on unsub. So then unsub, Jailbird. Don't tell me about it. Don't bring a hoopla on about it. Next time you put a Q&A, actually ask a question. Don't be on there too. But if you want to leave, go ahead. You can leave. But don't come back and saying, oh man, fair weather people like that. I don't really want people around just because one video and one topic and one thing and this and that. You know, you can go. I don't care. M King Q&A, Life After Rick, what do you think so far? Thank you. That's how a good Q&A goes, M King. A Q&A actually with a question. Very good. What do you think so far? I like it after Rick. I'm not hating on it after there. Rick has actually been pretty good. You know, the story after Rick is captivating. The fact that we're going to see, you know, Rick eventually back in the story is pretty cool. If he was actually killed off, it would be okay as well. But ultimately, I like the idea that, you know, the Rick, post-Rick has been captivating. Michonne's story, Carol, Daryl, Michonne, you know, even Henry's got a little interest in there too. I think it's pretty cool too. Wow, Jailbird, I want to stay, but just put more into it. That's all. More into it? Wow, that's just great where people are gonna come here to complain. You know, just put more into it. What do you want me to do? Find out information that's not there? I mean, what do you want me to do on there too? So it's just hilarious. So I don't know what's going on with that, but people just love to come in and do that too. How about you start a channel and you come up with something for your own content for that and see how difficult it actually is instead of just complaining, or wait, better yet, we'll just do this, because I don't really want to be involved with people that are doing that and being annoying. And sorry, but you know, people who just post stuff that's unnecessary. Like, I was watching a guy's video the other day and it was talking about Christmas Vacation and all this stuff, and the voice was just not my thing and it just didn't really work, and it was just like down there too. And you know what I did? I just stopped watching the video. I didn't dislike it. I didn't post a comment. I didn't say anything mean. I didn't say anything negative. I just stopped watching. How hard is that for people to do? It's just hilarious how people have to just run their mouth and say their points and say all this stuff and say all that other stuff too on there too. So, bye-bye, blocked. Hid that person on there too. Sorry. So, it's just, I have to answer this because I've been doing this now close to 4 years. And the end of January will be 4 years on this channel. And what really bothers me is when people really decide to put their 2 cents in when it's only negative. They only say stuff that's negative. They just love to say, they won't say anything positive. They could, like, I could post 1,000 videos, and the 1, 2, 3, 5 bad videos that they don't really think are good or this content, they're going to let me know about it on there too. So it's just kind of crazy on there too. So yeah, M King, I looked into mods, but I just need some people that'll be here pretty regularly to do that. And I definitely want to have some, mods for the show and for the channel for sure, because, it's nice to do that on there. Yeah. And I love people saying that too. So let's just get it going with that. Sorry, guys. I know it's just a pet peeve of mine that I got to just vent a little bit, because if I don't, I'm not a big fan of people just saying whatever they want, and it's okay, right? People can just do that, and I'm respectful more than everybody too. It's just like there's no need to yeah. All right, I don't know why this is not working what I'm trying to do here, but hold on, bear with me. Sorry, but there we go. Should be okay now, but I know why it's super slow here on there too. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But, because I watch, I watch the YouTube just like everybody else. I watch stuff about the UFC, and I watch Dude Perfect, and I watch all these cool channels on there too. And there's stuff that I don't really like all the time, but I never really felt the need to be, oh my goodness, stop with this, stop with that, and just voicing my opinion on there too. I just stop watching the video and I move on with my day on there too. Not every video I watch is like perfect. So it's like, come on there too. So, Angelo, the one eye, is a nickname for the governor in season 4. One of the subscribers, because I used to say Brian back to talk about The Walking Dead, and my name is Brian, and Philip, the governor, changes his name to Brian in season 4, and Mitch talks about, being one eye Bri, you don't know if he's winking or he's blinking, and somebody called me that because when I did my intro, he said him, I don't know who it is, I wish the person would just please stand up, stand up. We're the real person who gave me this nickname. Please stand up. Because I can't remember. It was so long ago. It was probably like my first year into it that I was doing it. And I really got into The Walking Dead and all this other stuff. And it was interesting because he said every time I do my intro, him and his girlfriend or his wife would say, One Eye Bri. And he's like, yeah, you should really go with that nickname. And he gave me the nickname. I didn't come up with it on there too, just because his name was Brian and so was mine. So it was pretty cool. Boyd, do you think our group could take Lydia hostage in order to escape from the cemetery? I don't know. I think the Whisperers are going to come after Michonne, because if you have Michonne, Daryl, Magna, Yumiko, and Aaron, I think they're going to, take those Whisperers out, because that's like going against the A squad or like a pretty good squad of our team, our main group that we're following. We know because they're prepared now. They're ready for the Whispers. They know what they have. So I think the Whispers will just be there, and Lydia will be either knocked out or she tries to get away, and they catch her and they capture her, or they find her on the bridge going back to the hilltop, because we'll see a bridge with walkers, potentially Whispers, in the season 9, episode 9. So it could be one of the two when they're coming back from the cemetery. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think that one Whisper that's coming at Michonne is Lydia, because I feel like Michonne just going to be like, whoosh, and just chop the walker's head off or the Whisperer's head off and just get rid of that person super quick. So I wouldn't see Lydia doing that. Lydia would be killed then if that was her, because I just think Michonne's going to she's going to slice and dice these Whisperers up pretty awesome. And plus you got Daryl. And you got Yumiko, who has a bow and arrow. And, I want to see, Aaron I want him to have an homage to Merle and have him put a knife on the hand and have that good connection. Because I want to see that, too. I want to make some callbacks to Merle in the prior seasons on there, too. I think that'd be pretty cool. Christy Wells-Reese, do you think the Whisperers story will drag out as long as Negan has? I don't think so. I think that the Whisperers won't really feel like it goes on too long, because I think the Whisperers are going to bring a horror element, a scary element, a freaky, creepy element to it. Well, I guess a creepy element to it, kind of like a horror genre that The Walking Dead hasn't ever seen before. So I think the Whisperers would be a good storyline for it, but I don't know if they're going to do too much. They could come in and start wiping people out. We could lose a couple more characters even before the Pike lineup. So, that would be kind of crazy. So, what it would be. Blaine, Q&A, who do you think the biggest death will be? So, probably Pike death, you mean? I don't know. It depends who it is. If it's Rosita and Ezekiel, who do you think's bigger? So, if they both die, which I don't know, it's just a prediction. It's just, I don't know that 100%. We don't know because we didn't see the lineup. We didn't see anything there, too. When we get more and more information, we'll finally know. But I think it would be Ezekiel. Is Ezekiel a bigger death if it's between Ezekiel and Rosita? I think it's got to be one of those. There has to be a big death. It has to be a big character death because the Pikes have to be pretty cool. Like if they went in and they killed Birdie and other characters, that it wasn't really that big of a thing, we wouldn't really feel that big a deal with it on there. I think it would be kind of interesting if it was bigger character deaths, and I think that they'll have to be that way. But someone has to be there, and that's why I still think it's going to be Rosita and or Ezekiel. I think that would be, and it could be Father Gabriel. That would be a nice little twist too. So, sorry, Janet, where'd you go with the question or the statement? Sorry, there's just so much. Q&A, Brian, if Henry and Ezekiel are both killed, will Carol once again find the strength to go on, or will she have a complete nervous breakdown? I'm worried about her. That's a great question. I don't know. It's what the writers want to do, because if Henry and Ezekiel are both killed off, which they could be, because again, Carol's going to live. You're going to have Carol, Daryl, and Michonne for sure. But Carol has lost a lot of people in the apocalypse. And that's part of Carol. Carol lost Ed. Carol lost Sophia. Carol lost Tobin. You know, Carol has lost a lot of characters that she is connected with death. Could Henry and Ezekiel both die? For sure. What would she do? Would that light a fire under her butt and go after the Whisperers? Or would she break down and do that? I don't know. There's just no way to tell what the writers want to do. It would be one or the other. I think it would be she either, you know, goes down and just falls into pacifist Carol, hiding Carol, scaredy cat Carol, I guess you could say it. Or she turns into badass Rambo Carol, where she's like, where's Alpha? And maybe she takes out Alpha. That would be pretty awesome. I don't think we're going to get the Negan Alpha exact storyline. I think that's going to go somewhere else. And I think it could definitely happen the way it does. But I think that it's happens the same, you know, Alpha gets taken out, but I don't think it's by Negan as well, too. So, yeah, B Sharps, it's the lighting on there, too. So, that's what we're having a lot of, you know, dark weather come in. It's been raining and it's been kind of crappy on there. But it's definitely just the lighting of it. Let's see. Q&A, Brian. Unrelated. Can I read the rough draft of the new book? Well, unfortunately, MK, I would love to do that, but it's definitely not ready for anyone to read it, not even my wife. So I've actually read a chapter this morning, and I'll be proofreading another couple chapters probably this week, and I should have it done for that, and then I'll have my wife read it, and then I'll read it again, and then it'll be up for purchase. But sorry, we'll definitely have it out before the cruise for sure. It's a good book. Book 9. What is it? Book 9? Yeah, book 9 is titled Settlement, and I'm excited for it to come out because a lot of big things happen in this book for sure. Boyd Crowder, Q&A. Could Jerry die? He could. He could. I hope not. And that's so. I think the kingdom is going to lose the most people. I think we would lose Nabila instead of Jerry. We could lose Ezekiel. So if we lost Nabila, Diane, Henry, and Ezekiel from the kingdom, that would be crazy. That would be 4 pretty big losses on there too. But I think that it's definitely one of those things that we're going to lose some people, and they got to be epic, big characters. And I wouldn't want Jerry. I want Jerry. If Jerry dies, if Jerry's in the lineup, the Pike lineup, I just think that would be the biggest death for me. Just because I love Jerry. I think Jerry brings a lot to the show, a lot to the table. He brings a lot of different things on there. He's just pretty awesome. He's just like a laid-back dude that are awesome, and he just brings a lot to the show. That's just for the show because Jerry's not in the comic, and it's just pretty cool. B Sharps Q&A, Brian. Good to know. Can you say hi to Michael from me? We watch every week. Greetings from Poland. Michael, hello, Michael. B Sharps tells me to say hello to Michael from Poland. Very cool. I'm half Polish myself, so that's pretty awesome. But just say hello to Michael. Very awesome. Very cool, guys. So I'm going to go for a couple more minutes. Sorry before with that loss of connectivity or something. I don't know what happened, if it was YouTube or, you know, AMC, Gimple were pulling the plug on me, or the Whispers were trying to take me out here. I don't know, but it was just kidding, of course. But I was interested to know, what are you guys doing over the holidays? What are you be watching? What are you trying to get? Any Walking Dead related stuff? I got a lot of stuff last year and the past couple years, so I don't really know, you know, what I could really get this year too. I don't really know too many things coming out. There is the Daryl Christmas ornament. There's the Merle Christmas, or the zombie Merle Christmas ornament, which are pretty interesting. But I just wait to get those because they're expensive right now. They're $20. If you wait down the road, you can get them for like $6-7. Pretty interesting there too. So, but very cool, Melissa. Very cool. Yeah, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm still going to go for another couple more minutes. But again, I will not be able to go next Sunday. No live stream because I will be in Orlando doing the whole Disney stuff. So hopefully going to go to Toy Story Land, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see that and go to Disney for a couple of days. Bam Bam GT Q&A. Do you think Laura, DJ, Jerry, Scott, King E, Luke, Kelly, Diane, Tammy Rose, Oscar, Marco, Cal, Eduardo, Tara, and Rosita, and maybe Gabriel and Henry will be on the Pikes or no? That is a big that is a big Q&A. I think we can get some of those people for sure. I don't think all those people are going to go, but they're actually Tammy Rose, and a lot of those people are on my list as well. So I definitely agree with that. Angelo, thank you for the super chat. Just show my appreciation to the channel. Screw the haters. Thank you, Angelo. Appreciate that. And again, guys, I'm sorry for the whole thing with, the whole thing with, I don't even know his name now, but just kind of being a part of the channel. And thank you guys for being such a big part of it on there too. We have hundreds and hundreds of people that stop by the channel for the live stream alone, and then thousands of people check out the videos. So I appreciate you guys taking the time. It means a lot to me. We still have the goal of 100,000 subscribers, and that's going to be a major goal for sure for, looks like, next year. Hopefully we'll hit that mark. Hopefully at the end of this year, we'll hit 75,000. We're vastly approaching 74,000, and then we'll hopefully get on there to 75,000 for the first time. And that'll be pretty awesome because that's a big goal of mine, and I really want to do more with YouTube down the road with, medical stuff, entertainment, education stuff too. And I want to do this more and more and more. But thank you, Angelo, and everybody for doing the super chats. So thank you, who gave us one. Omega Speeds, 28 days later, 559. Shana Chan, and Angelo Carlino. And also Bamber Kitty. Thanks for keeping me sane during the break. I appreciate it. I appreciate, everyone just being a part of the channel. And I love talking about The Walking Dead and other content. So I would definitely keep up the videos, keep up everything for sure, because I definitely want everybody to talk about it. I have some top 10 lists coming up. Once I get more information, we'll have more of that. I'll be doing more and more episodes and more videos and all that too. I definitely think, help me. Q&A, Brian. Don't put all the links to your books in YouTube description on the app. It takes too long to scroll to the comments. Well, they just stay in my description, on the video for, the books. So they're just staying there for that. So it's for desktop and, the app. So you can't really help, you can't really change it for the app and the desktop. So if I change one or the other, but I want to have my links there for people to read them too. So hopefully, everybody will check out the books because they really mean a lot to me as well. So Angelo, Q&A, what's your favorite season of Walking Dead so far? Do you think this season surpassed any past season so far? My favorite season is season 6. That'll be number 1. That's tough to beat for, season 6 from start to finish is really good. A lot of the episodes are really great. So season 6 is my favorite. Season 9, I believe, is definitely better than season 7. And season 8 was pretty good for it. But I think season 9 is already better than season 7 for sure. And definitely the first half of season 9 or season 8. So season 9 is definitely better than the latest 2 seasons. But my favorite is season 6 for sure. What do you got here? Check my, where you at, Big Sexy? Sorry, I missed your question. People were posting a bunch of things here. I'm not trying to ignore you, or not trying to ignore anybody. I just have a lot going on. Who we got? Who has died so far that weren't in the comic book? That's a tough question because, so the people that weren't in the comic book was like Merle, Simon, Tara. Who else, guys? Who am I like? Dwight's in the comic. But to be happy, I'm trying to just think of people off the top. My Jerry, still alive, but in there. Henry, still alive, not there. But it's different because we have major differences coming from the comic to the show. But I think the biggest deaths have been Merle. Well, because, like, again, Andrea was in the comic, but she died on the show first. And, Beth. Who else? T-Dog. Morales. It's just kind of crazy to think. I don't know. Sasha, yeah, right, Chris. Sasha, that's a big one too. Sasha. I don't know, put me on the spot there. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. And then like the show is different because in the comic, Morgan died in the comic already. Carol died. It's just kind of cool, I think that the big differences of the show are like Tyrese died in a different way, Herschel died in a different way, and it's just pretty cool how we've had the differences so far. On Enid is different. Enid is comic Sophia for the show, and Beth was a different character. It's just kind of cool to see where it is on there too. So, thank you guys. What you got to Q&A, Brian? Can you get the comics in the UK? Comics? What do you mean? The Walking Dead comics? You should be able to get the Walking Dead comics. You can get them online or around there. You can get my book series on Amazon. Anywhere. If you can order from Amazon, you can order my books because they're through Amazon for sure on there too. So, Brian, Brian, live stream on Monday next week instead of Sunday. It's just kind of crazy because we're coming back on there too. So I'm just going to wait and postpone the live stream for the following Sunday on there for sure. So it'll be a holiday live stream. So again, I won't be able to go the 16th, but I'll be able to go the 23rd and the 30th. I'll be able to live stream both of those Sundays. But I think next Sunday will be a nice break from it. And I'll be able to talk about, Orlando and some cool stuff there. And I kind of wish there was The Walking Dead at Universal, but it's not in Orlando. It's in Universal Los Angeles, or Anaheim, or wherever it actually is in California. Universal they have a Walking Dead ride, but not here in Orlando too. So, what you guys got? Everyone's posting a bunch of stuff now on there too. Last one, Carol Q&A, Brian. Do you think snow will spell trouble for the Whisperers? The heat from their breath will show. That's interesting. That's a great point, Carol. That, when you're breathing, you'll see the breath from the cold air. Maybe they're going to be breathing from their nose or something. That might be a good giveaway. That's a great point. Because you don't really see that in the comic, but their breath in the cold in the winter should be pretty cool that we haven't really seen on the show. Pretty awesome. So, Angelo Q&A, Brian, do you ever watch Breaking Bad? It's the show put up with. It's the only show I put up there with Walking Dead. Yeah, I love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows of all times. I love Breaking Bad. I love The Sopranos. I love Seinfeld. I love The Walking Dead. I love Game of Thrones. Friends is getting more and more. The Office, but Breaking Bad is definitely up there. And I love the Better Call Saul too, because Saul is pretty awesome too for it, guys. So thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully I got all your questions answered. I hate it when people are asking questions and I miss it. I'm not doing it on purpose by any means, guys. I definitely want it to be answered on there too. Do you think Carol and Negan will interact at all, Nathan? I think so. I want to see that too, because Negan hasn't met certain characters and Carol is definitely one of them too. So I would definitely end it there, guys. Thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, December 9th. Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return. It's about 2 months away. Tomorrow will be 2 months away. December 9th is today. February 10th is The Walking Dead returning for Season 9, Episode 9. And I'm excited to see how it all goes down. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Again, no live stream next Sunday. I'm sorry about that, but I'll have to make up for it the following Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Again, guys, if you can, motivate yourself to do big things in life. Even if they start small, they can turn into big things. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thank you, guys. Love you all.